Intimacy is not the same thing as sex. Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help strong and successful women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or be able to move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe. If I came up to you and asked you to give me a definition of intimacy, what would you say? If I walked up to let's say I walk up to some man on the street and say, give me a definition of what you think intimacy is. 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to say some version of it's sex. And that's not their fault. No one's ever told them that. And while women get it intellectually that intimacy is a much broader category than just sex alone, I think we're still hard pressed to come up with a definition that embodies the feeling that we have when we are in an intimate relationship. I really like Harriet Lerner's definition in her book, The Dance of Intimacy. She says, intimacy means that we can be who we are in a relationship and allow the other person to do the same. An intimate relationship is one in which neither party silences, sacrifices, or betrays the self, and each party expresses strength and vulnerability, weakness and competence in a balanced way. Now, creating intimacy early in a relationship, while it's not easy, it does feel easier than sustaining intimacy inside of a marriage over the course of a few decades together. Because inevitably, at the very beginning of a relationship, everything's new and we're just learning about each other. And so there's a lot of curiosity that naturally takes place there. But once you've been with your partner for a decade or more, it's hard to remain curious and continue to wonder who they are and who they're becoming. And also just being in relationship with people over the course of that many years together, we're going to hurt one another, which means we're going to have to continue to forgive so that we can really bring our full selves to that relationship. I think one of the core tenets of having an intimate relationship is that you are able to be your full self. You can bring your very best parts of you into that relationship, and you're going to bring the very worst parts of you into that relationship. And you still know that you will be loved and accepted in the process. And so here's some things that get in the way of intimacy. One of those things is that we change over the years. I was talking about curiosity. And the thing is that once you've been in a relationship for a long time, we stop becoming curious about our partners because we think we know everything there is to know. Like, I've been with you for 20 years. I know everything about you by now. What questions do you want me to ask? The problem with that approach is that we are not the same people we were 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, right? You're not the same person you were before you had children, before you experienced loss or tragedy in your life. Life changes us. And as we grow older, literally hormonally, we are changing over the years. And things that used to be important to us now aren't as important anymore. And so we change. And your partner changes too. And so if we could insert some degree of curiosity about who our partners are and who they're becoming, who they're stepping into in the next phase of their own lives, what they're excited about, what they're interested in, what they're fearful about, or what they worry about. Like, if we can become more curious, that would help intimacy to be able to grow. Now, the second thing I want to share is that this really gets in the way of intimacy. And it's whether we want to admit it or not, we have a lot of expectations for our partner. Now, I'm saying one of the core tenets of intimacy is you're able to bring your full self into the relationship and know that you're going to be accepted. The problem with that is that we don't actually want our partner to bring their best and their ugly to the relationship. We want them to be who we want them to be so that we can feel the way that we want to feel inside of a relationship. Let me say that again. We have expectations of them. I need you to do these things. I need you to be this kind of person so that I can feel the way I want to feel. And we do this in all of our relationships. We all do it. It'll sound something, even though yours will be different, it'll sound like this. I want you to be more open and vulnerable and honest with me so that I can feel closer to you. Or I want you to be more decisive so that I can feel more relaxed, right? We have these expectations that we put on our partners because we want to feel how we want to feel. And those expectations get in the way of them just being exactly who they are and bringing themselves fully to the relationship. So it sort of blocks them being able to do that. So intimacy is not just sex, right? Sex is an expression of an intimate relationship, which, by the way, when you have that trust and openness, and you have the vulnerability to be able to bring your strengths and your weaknesses inside the relationship, it can make sex a whole lot more pleasurable. But intimacy is such a broader, deeper topic than just the physical act of sex. I hope that was helpful for you. If you would like to explore deepening the intimacy in your own relationship, let's see if there's a fit for you and I to work together. Go to clarityformymarriage.com. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, just click the icon in the upper left corner at the end of this video. Until next time, take really good care.